You know, Jesus constantly surprises me. We've just been sitting down for the dinner this evening, and it's our custom that hands and feet need to be washed before eating. And this dinner was particularly important. It was Passover, to remember how God brought our people out of slavery in Egypt all those years ago. Well, normally, washing feet is a servant's job. No one wants to wash someone else's feet. Oh, I mean, you should have seen and smelt the state of our feet earlier. But anyway, there wasn't a servant in the room, just a bowl of water and a towel. So, we all started arguing because nobody wants to wash smelly feet. And then Jesus picks up the bowl of water, bends down, and he starts washing our feet. Jesus, the Messiah, doing the job of a servant. Well, I wasn't having it. I wasn't going to let him wash my feet. But he insisted. And he washed everyone's feet. And then he told us he was doing it because he loved us. And that he wanted us to do the same for others. To love others in the way he has loved us. Well, we were stunned into silence. In fact, we were stunned into silence a few times during that meal. Because what Jesus said next was, well, none of us were expecting it. Except Judas, of course.
He knew. I don't know how, but Jesus knew what I'd done. The way that he looked at me, I knew what he was about to say before he even said it. He said, one of you is going to betray me. Betray. That's a strong word. The others were all arguing, saying, surely not me, Lord. No, we'll fight for you. We'll fight for you. But I just sat there, and then he looked at me. What could I say? You don't mean me, Lord, was the best that I could come out with. What a stupid thing to say. Of course he meant me. And then he said it in front of everyone. He didn't just pull me aside for a quiet chat, but he said in front of everyone that I was going to betray him. I was so angry, so embarrassed. And so I left. What else could I do? He didn't even try to stop me. He just knew exactly what had happened, exactly what was about to happen, and he was resigned to it. He didn't try to get me to change my mind or to do something different. He accepted it, and he let me go. So I guess it's happening. 30 pieces of silver to me. I better go and see the priests.
Oh, none of us could believe it. Judas betrayed Jesus. Why would he do that? But Jesus was calm. He continued the meal, and he started saying strange things. He took some bread and said, "This is my body broken for you." And then he poured the wine and said, "This is my blood shed for you, poured out to forgive you of your sins. Whenever you eat and drink, remember me." To be honest, none of us were particularly sure what he meant by that. Why would we have to remember Jesus? He was right here with us. We're going to the Garden of Gethsemane with him in a minute. There was one particular thing that troubled me most during that meal. he didn't just single out Judas for what he was apparently going to do. He did it to me too. He said, I would say 3 times that I didn't know him. I still can't believe it. I would never do that. I would die for Jesus if I had to. I'm loyal to the end. Why would he say that? He's normally right about everything. But this time, I really hope he isn't.
Jesus has been arrested. James and John and some of the other disciples just ran here to tell us. Apparently they were in the Garden of Gethsemane, and then Judas came along with some soldiers and they took Jesus away. They tried to stop them, but Peter even cut someone's ear off, but then Jesus just told them to put their swords away and he went with them. I don't understand. Why would Jesus let himself be arrested? I mean, why do they even want to arrest him? They've taken him to the high priests. There's even word of a trial, which is illegal to do at night time. None of us know what to do. I'm going to go and see what I can find out, but I just hope and pray that Jesus is okay and that everything's going to be all right.
It's done. I waited at the garden for the soldiers. I saw Jesus tell his disciples to keep awake with him while he went to pray. They fell asleep as I watched Jesus from the shadows. He was talking to God. He seemed slightly troubled. I heard him ask God if there was some other way, if he didn't have to go through this. I wondered what was going to happen after I played my part. He talked to God for a while, and then it was as if he'd made up his mind he would do what God had asked him to do. And it was as if he knew that the soldiers had just arrived, because he woke the disciples up and he told them that I was there to betray him. That word again, betray. Oh, it made my blood boil. So I led the soldiers to him. I showed them who Jesus was. And it was like the whole world stopped for a moment as Jesus looked at me, his eyes full of sadness, and he said, "Would you betray the Son of Man with a kiss?" Everything happened so quickly. The disciples got their knives out. It got messy. I heard someone shout about their ear, and then silence. Jesus made everyone put their weapons down and went over and healed the man's ear, always showing love and kindness even to those that were there to hurt him. And then he was taken away. He was with the soldiers, and the disciples all ran off. Cowards. Or am I the coward? I overheard what the priests want to do with him. I think that Jesus might let it happen. It's bad, really bad. He doesn't deserve it, and it's not what I intended. I don't fully know what I did want to happen. I was angry, selfish, impatient. I didn't want this though. Would you betray the Son of Man with a kiss? Those words, they keep playing over and over again in my mind. I can't stop them. What have I done? What have I done? Maybe I can give the money back. Correct all of this. I'm done filming. You won't hear any more of me.